Good. So taking a look at question 1, 2a and b, or 2a and d, I think it is, and 3a and b. We'll just take a look at a couple of them. They're fairly straightforward, and from what I'm seeing, you're not having an issue with it. Just question 1, girls. You're taking a look at one of the triangles. I took a look at the first triangle. They had given me these two angles, 57 and 83. So I added 57 and 83. That gave me 140, and I know 3 angles must add to 180. So that means this other angle must be 40. So I'm looking across the line, and if the triangle has the same 3 angles, then it's similar, and if it doesn't, it's not similar. Okay, so if we take a look at the second one, 57, 40, and it should have an 83. The next one, a 40 and 83, it should have a 57. But the last one, D, has a 40 and a 67. So the odd one out here is D. D is not a similar triangle. Okay. Take a look then, and I'll just do one of the question 2s, girls. Question 2a. So you're looking at the triangle is drawn like this. And this is where I say to you, they give you different ways of drawing it. Sorry, girls, I've drawn that wrong. To tell you that that angle will be the same as something else. Then you have here, and it's labelled A, B, and C. And then in the second triangle, it's X, Y, and Z. So it's X, Y, and Z. Triangle is clearly not identical because it looks totally different, isn't it? It's totally concise. So when you're drawing it out, you see that. And it's just asking you to match the sides. Okay, so double line to line with stroke, double line with line to stroke. That means AB is similar to XY. AC, so double stroke single is equal to XZ. BC is equal to YZ. You can just do it with colour coding as well. It just works exactly the same way. So you're saying, well, this is the green side of the triangle, and that's the green side of the triangle. You could colour the next one red and the next one blue, and it'll work the same way. You don't need to write it out like this if you choose not to. Okay, the choice is yours. And then we're taking a look at question 3a. So we'll take a look at question 3a. My husband brought me a whiteboard. He's me with sheets of paper everywhere, girls. So knocking trees down to be planted here. So it means you have to unfortunately see my face, but there are negatives to everything, aren't there? Question 3 then, if you're taking a look at question 3, you're asked to find the length of the missing side. So question 3a. So this one, if I was to pick one, was the one that caused probably the most trouble. We're taking a look at it. 1, 2, 9, and then it was 8, and we were looking at X. And then the other triangle is clearly not an identical triangle because you can see that it's way longer. Especially, you can see these things easier, I think, when you draw them out yourself. But even by the eye, you can see that one. In the exam paper, sometimes they're a little bit harder to see. Sometimes you do have to take another little bit look at them and see which sides are corresponding. I've got a 20. Okay, so D and E correspond, or you can just use colours here. So this side is comparable to this side. Okay. And that means that the side that we are looking for, which is this one, corresponds to this one. Okay, so that's going to be key to the information. The question is this going to be bigger or smaller than 50? Okay, so the triangle is smaller, so that's going to be a smaller one. So that means I'm looking to create a fraction that is smaller. Okay, so I'm going to go 8 over 20. 8 over 20 is equal to x over 50, which is how your book does it. I don't really like that way. I think there's an easier way of doing it. Okay, so what I would do is just go 8 over 20, and I type that into my calculator, which you're going to have to excuse me now for a second while I, as per usual, let's go find. So I would type 8 divided by 20 into my calculator, and I would get 0.4. Okay, and then I would just take 50 multiplied by 0.4, and I would see that the answer I got was 20. So I would say x is equal to 20. And then I'd stop and say, well, does it make sense? That's how is less than half of that size. That side is less than half of that size. Makes sense. Okay. This is all about, I suppose, using your visual abilities to see. And some people who are good at maths struggle with this. They struggle to see the visual here. Okay. So anything you can do to help yourself. So if you're struggling, this is what I would advise. 3 different colours of highlighter, 3 different colours of pencil. Before you start, mark off the sides. Then write on the top, this is the smaller one, this is the bigger one. So you know that the number that you're looking for is either bigger or smaller depending on what you're looking for. Okay. As I said, girls, in my post, Miss O'Donnell has given you the weekend off, and I'm certainly going to do that too. Enjoy, get out, get some fresh air, get away from screens, get away from phones, get away from typing, get away from all those things that you shouldn't be doing at this stage. Go out, spend a bit of time with your family, watch a bit of TV if you have to, but go out and get a bit of fresh air if you can. And I will talk to you on Tuesday. Okay, take care.